The Anti-Groupies. Pretty vicious. Good record. We'll talk about it. But first, hey group, welcome to X Rock Corner. I'm your host, Richard May. And if you've seen me before, I'm not a touchy-feely guy. Not my music, at least. Maybe in my private life, but musically, I'm a dude. Normally, a record whose PR says soundtrack to painful heartbreak, toxic relationships, and raw, unapologetically unfiltered emotions. No, I don't like that. But I like this. So despite the lyrical content, typical 2020s, I guess, 21st century girl music about relationships and feelings and whatever, I like it. Why do I like it? Which is a darn good question. I guess I'm not paying close attention to the lyrics. I don't always pay close attention to the lyrics. I have to for you because I gotta steer you clear of uncool things. But it's basically relationship songs. Don't date the singer. I'm warning you right now. Maybe you do not want to date, and she's a pretty girl. She is Casty Fleeman. And this is part of the reason I like this record. Casty is a love child of Stevie Nicks and I guess Tom Petty. Now, she does not have to sing with a nasal, not always, but it gets there. That Stevie Nicks wail gets in there, okay? So she sounds like a love child of Stevie Nicks with somebody else, maybe Tom Petty, but that would be nasal squared. Someone who sings a bit cleaner. Take your pick, okay? So, I like Stevie Nicks. I'm not wild about Stevie Nicks. I am a Fleetwood Mac fan. Sorry, function of my generation. It's a high school thing. Rumors came out when I was in high school before I really discovered hard rock. Okay? Before I really went into the deep dive of buying hard rock. So, Fleetwood Mac, rumors, and of course I went back to the Peter, later. I went back to the Peter Green and the one guy I can't think of right now. The other front man. And, I enjoy Fleetwood Mac. The later stuff, yeah. But I like Fleetwood Mac fine. And so, Stevie, sounding like Stevie is cool by me, especially. If it isn't dance music and if it's hard rock, and that's the gig. This is a hard rock channel. This is Action Rock Corner. We're into hard rock here. This is a hard rock record. Okay? You may have noticed in the description, in the title thing, I will list it as hard rock. And they list themselves as hard rock, and they are. That guitarist, bass, and drums, hard rock. And Stevie Nicks' comparison with Standing. Casty, fronts a hard rock band pretty darn well. It's not the hardest hard rock band you're going to hear. It is a all-female band. It is commercial music. But it is commercial music, hard rock. So, guys like us, if you don't listen closely to the lyrics, don't hang on every word. If you just kind of sail over the lyrical content, listen to the vocals, listen to the band, we're going to like it. And if your females in your life decide that this is pretty cool for them in that Swifty, whatever else I'm supposed to think of fashion, your household would be cooler. And you can like the music that your females are playing a bit more than you might. And heck, you may like it yourself. I got drawn in because, of course, pretty girls, pretty semi-undressed girls, one girl in a vulnerable position, and the one lower the-hand corner, okay? I had to try it. It's like, because I like my girl bands in hard rock. My Runaways, my Donnas, others that I've reviewed here over the last year or so. I like a female sensibility in hard rock. I like that bunch of Susie Contra. I like my female-fronted hard rock. So I had to try it. Now I realized pretty quickly it was kind of commercial. But the hard rock kept me going. I went, okay, I'm going to stick with this. There's no ballads. They're relationship songs. There's no ballads. Doesn't get sad and no. Doesn't happen. Hard rock, all 10 songs. You got videos for 2 songs. The first song drew me in, Cigarette Slut. I'm going to not listen to that? No way. I'm listening to Cigarette Slut. Cool tune. Video for that. And not my problem. There's another video for that. The song I only kept one, is Taste of You. Which is, she's got a hunkering for a guy, and I can get into that. Okay, honey. Okay, Casty. In case the honey isn't a cool thing to say. But Casty, cool. I'm all for you getting a taste of a hot guy. I'm down for it. Good riff. I like that song. It just hit me outside the head, and I went, I'm keeping that. The other 9 songs are cool too. I can't keep everything. I only get 5,000 on YouTube to keep. But Taste of You is, to me, elite. You may disagree. You may agree with the label and the band, with the videos for Cigarette Slut and Not My Problem. Cool songs. And the other songs are fine too. But, yeah, all kind of relationship songs. This is their debut full-length record. They've had singles out before. Some singles that are not on Pretty Vicious. So there's more to find. And they just released a single a new single that is not on this record. So they're working. Okay. There's other songs to be found. If you like these 10 songs, 29 minutes, there's more to be found on YouTube, of course. And yeah, there's elements of glam rock, power pop, grunge, I guess. I didn't hear grunge clearly. Like I said, it's kind of commercial. Is grunge commercial in the 2020s? I guess it is. So, and they're from California, LA, Long Beach. As if you couldn't tell. LA has a good record of all-female bands, starting with the Runaways way back when. I mentioned everything. Let's see if I handle all the basics. They're from California, Los Angeles. It is hard rock. All the other things, and I'll accuse them. Yeah, it's hard rock. Production's good. You know, they're getting good push from whoever their label is. I forget who. I don't know if it's a major label, but they're invested in. And it is on YouTube. And there's some naughty words here and there, but it's not primary words. Okay? Just in case you're that sensitive sort. Okay? I think there's an F word in one song and pissed off in another song, or stuff like that. Nothing offends me. It is not a main refrain song of the song, but it's littered around. I mean, they do not have a naughty word notice, but it's hiding there. Not enough to be concerned about. You like this video? Give it a like. Subscribe to Extract Corner. Ring the notification bell. And leave a comment. Go listen to Pretty Vicious by the Anti-Groupies. The singer, the band's only been around for 3 years plus, whatever. Formed basically in 22. I heard another report about 21. Clarify. But good stuff. So listen to some on YouTube and come back. And what do you think? I like it. And what do you think is the best song? I do like Taste of You. That just hit me. Sometimes you don't want to overthink it. You just pop it along and the song just hits outside the head. That's the song I like. And if anything gets earwormed in me, if tomorrow I wake up with one of these tunes popping along in my head, I'm going to go back and give it a like too. If it lays in action rock, high energy rock, garage, punk, psychobilly and psych, and stoner rock, and sometimes industrial. Not to tease, but new Lords of Acid's coming next month. I saw the notice. And classic and legacy bands. we'll have it here for you, Action Rock Corner. Thank you for watching. Remember, fresh music is as important as fresh food, and have fun with your music. I think fun is for the girls. You know, those relationship song girls. That's where the fun is. But Taste of You, I thought was cool and fun. Fun's important. Thank you for watching. We will see you again soon. Bye.